Alrighty, hey guys, what's up? It's Carl here with a video game review. Sleeping Dogs, rated M for mature. Video game review. The Sleeping Dogs here. So let's take a look at the case first. Alright, here's the game itself, Sleeping Dogs. As you can see, it has a really nice, I love the graphic art, cover art on the front that you have here. You just have Hong Kong and all of the, pretty much all of the main characters in the game. Alright. And turtle to the back. There we go. Do a little brief story. Cap shot. Another. So really not too much going on in the back. Back's pretty plain and simple. And then you have the inside of the case. This is what the CD looks like, as well as the booklet. Okay. So that was how the case and the game looked itself. Now, just a quick summary thing if people don't know. Sleeping Dogs is actually True Crimes Hong Kong. For anybody who does not know, the True Crime series, this was actually supposed to be due out, I think last year, late 2010, sometime in 2011, which was titled True Crime Hong Kong by Activision, who's made the True Crime series. The game was already finished and completed, but because Activision had no faith in the title whatsoever, they canceled they canceled the game's premise. So they canceled the game because they didn't have any faith in it. Square Enix, the game company that is famous for the Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts series, mostly Final Fantasy video games. Square Enix wanted to open their library of video games to kind of pander not just to the Final Fantasy hardcore fanboys like myself, but to expand their gaming audience, their fan base from games, for gamers. And so they bought the rights to True Crime Hong Kong. Now, they didn't buy the rights to the True Crime series, so I don't know if, so more likely they won't come out with another continuation of this, but they bought the rights to this game in particular, True Crime Hong Kong. They just renamed it under the new company, calling it Sleeping Dogs. So same game, new name. Now, one thing I want to talk about this game is that I like it. One thing I like about this game is that, unlike most action-packed games, the main character in this game is Asian. You play as Wei Shen, a undercover cop in Hong Kong. I'm not going to get too much to the story because I don't want to spoil it for you. The game itself has about 25 to 30 hours of gameplay. It's an open-world game. You can do side missions as well as the main missions, but collectively, just main missions alone, it's about 25 to 30 hours of gameplay, which is not bad at all. Really can't expect too much out of a 25 to 30 hour gameplay. It beats the Amazing Spider-Man game, which is like 10 hours of gameplay. So definitely, I think it's worth the $60 price in terms of length of the main story. I think 25 to 30 hours is bad. Also, yeah, you have side missions. The graphics to me I think are nice. The graphics may not be on par with, say, like a L.A. Noire. Well, that's because this game is old, and some people kind of wish that Square Enix kind of went back underneath the hood and kind of tweaked the graphics a bit. But I actually think these graphics look just fine as is. I mean, they probably won't be on par with like a Mass Effect 3 or some other games like that are coming out this year. But the graphics aren't like terribly outdated at all. It's still pretty nice. The scenery and detail of Hong Kong, the city of Hong Kong, is absolutely wonderful. I have not finished beating the game myself. I'm not finished at all. The story itself is pretty much your typical gangster kind of like story, but in the setting of Hong Kong, which I really like because most of the time the settings for games like this are always in America, whether it's New York, LA, what have you. So I kind of like the fact that Sleeping Dogs is Asian themed, I like to say, and not being like racial or anything when I'm saying that, but I kind of like it for a change that we have a different main character and the story in an action-packed game like this, and the story rather than a Caucasian or occasionally sometimes African American in video games. So kind of nice to see a different variety of culture being the forerunner, leading man or role in a video game for the change. Other than Stranglehold, which had Chow Yun-fat, which was terrible, but get along. In this game, you can fight hand-to-hand combat. The hand-to-hand combat, I would say, it's a little bit stiff, but it's still pretty badass. The combat is pretty gruesome. You can take certain people, not certain, but you can take thugs. When you take thugs and you grab them in the collar, you can drag them to certain areas to perform like just grueling, off the charts type of like deaths. I mean, you can take people and drag them on a big chopper fan, and their blood just splatters. You can take them up against a vending machine and just bust their heads in a vending machine. So very cool, unique ways and stylistic ways and violent ways that you can kill people in hand-to-hand combat. Like I said, the hand-to-hand combat is a little bit stiff, but it doesn't really take away from the gameplay, in my opinion. The gun scenes, I think, are pretty good. Probably not the best gunplay in an open world video game. However, it's not the worst, I would say, either. So the gunplay, I think, is pretty decent. It can get a little annoying at times, but once again, something that I don't think, to me, takes away from the game. One of the things you can do in here, like I said, it's an open free world. You can do whatever you want. You can do side missions. You can walk around town. You can drive in cars. Pretty much anything you would think Grand Theft Auto is what the true crime series has always been pretty much about. You can change your clothes. You can upgrade. One thing I do like about this is that even though it's hand-to-hand combat, you can upgrade your fighting style and fighting techniques. To do more damage in melee combats and shooting and stuff like that. So you can upgrade and add attributes to your hand-to-hand combat movesets as well as your gun, your shooting combat. You can change clothes on here, change your clothes, which also may add a couple of extra melee percentage and damage and stuff like that to help you out with. So a very realistic open world video game. I like it. I know a lot of people may look over this a bit because games like the True Crime series, all of this is still True Crime, just renamed. But games like the True Crime series and like Saints Row have always played second fiddle to Grand Theft Auto, and nothing ever beats the Grand Theft Auto at what Rockstar does best with Grand Theft Auto. However, I would say this is a good game to pick up, to scratch that itch, to tie you over as you wait for Grand Theft Auto 5. I think this is a game that's worth picking up to keep you busy between then. It's kind of similar, but still stands out on its own. Maybe not a blockbuster title like Grand Theft Auto, but a still decent enough title. I'd say you wouldn't want to pass up. It has some of its flaws, but to me, not enough flaws to really take away from the game itself. I think the voice cast acting is good in here. They have a lot of pretty prominent, well-known actors and actresses. Most of the Asian community. You have Lucy Liu, who does the voice of one of the characters. You have Emma Stone, everyone else who played Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man, which is intriguing. She plays the character in here, and as well as other popular Asian artists here in the U.S. Lend their voices to the list of main characters in this video game. So that's really nice as well. This whole entire game is just like Asian themed, which I really like. From the voice cast to the characters themselves. So I give Sleeping Dogs an 8.25 out of 10. Like I said, if you're someone who wants to scratch your itch, that's as you wait for Grand Theft Auto 5, this is a game I definitely recommend you pick up. As well as it's a game that I could see being overlooked, but I wouldn't overlook this game. I still think it's a decent game. It has some of its flaws, but to me, not enough to take away the fun of the game. The story is just pretty much a simple, basic underground gangster story, but just put it in the setting of Hong Kong. But still, not a bad story at all. The lip synchronization is a bit off at times. But again, something that I'm really not too nitpicky about is the lip synchronization is a little bit bad. So yeah, I guess Sleeping Dogs 8.25. Let me know what you guys think about getting it. If you already have it, what are your thoughts on it already? Give your thoughts in the comment box below. Subscribe. Peace.